We will now go over manual scoring of the COP. Again, you're going to need your record form, your manual, a ruler, and a pencil. And again, you're going to want to work your way through the tables. The scores or the tables for the COP are in Appendix B. They start at Appendix B, and that's where we're going to start today. Looking at our record form, I've already completed it based on my boy M that I administered this, who is 6 years, 4 months. And I've already gone through and given him his scores. But now what we have to do is we have to add them up. So this, he had a 3, 3, 3, that equals 9. Over here, he scored 5s in all the categories, so he got a score of 20 on this one. Adding up all those 5s gives you 20. Over here, he got a 5, a 4, and a 4, and that total is 13. And then over here, he got a 3, 3, and 3, and again, that score is a 9. So I'm going to take these. The last form, those don't get added, but we are going to take those scores and put them in the beginning. So for 9 was tone and joint alignment. That was his raw score, 9. 20 for behavioral manifestation, 20. 13 and 9, 13 and 9. And then these qualitative areas, I'm just going to take that information. So he had 5, 3, 1, 3, 1. So 5, 3, 1, 3, 1. So I've just imported all that information onto this front sheet because that's where you're going to work off of. Now, a raw score of 9 on tone and joint alignment is, you're going to take your ruler here, tone and joint alignment, raw score of 9. I'm going to put my ruler right here. That converts to a scaled score of 4. So here's a tone and joint alignment, raw score of 9, scaled scores of 4. And the percentile is 2. So he fell in the 2nd percentile. For behavioral manifestation, it was 20. So behavioral manifestation, 20. His scaled score was a 10, and he was in the 50th percentile. Okay. Postural motor, over here, 13. Scaled score of 7. I'm going to work my way on this side of the chart now. 7. They're both the same, so 7. And his percentile rank was 16. And for motor planning, he got a 9. So I'm looking for motor planning with a 9 here. So 9, motor planning, scaled score of 4. And the percentile is 2nd percentile. Okay. The sum of the scale scores, I'm going to go ahead and add that up, is 25. So, again, work your way through your table. So that's B1, B2. We're going to take that scaled score, the sum of the scaled score, 25, and we're going to turn it into a standard score of 81. And the percentile rank being 10. Okay. Confidence intervals gets a little bit more involved. I'm going to do, again, confidence interval of 90%. And just like the SOCI, I'm going to look at age 6. Confidence interval of 90% puts us at 1.43. And so what you would just do is you would take that and you would add it and subtract it. So I'm going to put down 1.43. I'm going to put that just right here, very small writing. And I'm going to do 4 minus 1.43 and then 4 plus 1.43. And I'm just going to fill that all out. I'm not going to do that right now. Again, then you're going to do the same thing for behavioral manifestation. The confidence interval for behavioral manifestation for age 6 for 90% is 1.74. And you can go through and put your scores right there and have all that information there and fill out the form. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can do that. Working your way through the tables, you're going to get to table B4. And so you look here and you say the score for the qualitative score is a 5. Let's see if it's an area of concern. So the mean score being 4.94, 97%, 99% of the population got a score greater than 1, 97 greater than 3, so this is not an area of concern. But for leaning, he got a score of 3. And so he is below the mean, and he is below the standard deviation. So what we can confidently say, so this is an area of concern, and what this tells you is that 85% of the population score greater than a 3. And so he is within that 15th percentile. For passive, same thing. This is an area of concern because this tells you that 96.9, or basically 97%, score greater than a 3. And he scored a 1. So that is an area of concern. Grading a force, again, he scored a 3. And you can see that 88% score greater than a 3. And then lastly, a score of 1 for mid-range control. You can see that 91%, oh, I'm sorry, over here, 97, oh, hold on a second. For passive, 97% score greater than a 3, but you can also see that 99 score greater than a 1. And down here, 99 score greater than a 1, 91 score greater than a 3. So this is an area of concern as well. Okay. Now looking at the absolute values, what you do is you take the domains, you look at the two values for each of the domains, and you take the absolute value, the difference. So tone and joint alignment has, and you're looking at the scaled scores, so we're going to be looking at these scores. So tone and joint alignment has a 4, scaled score 4, and behavioral manifestation has a score of 10. So in whichever order, it's the absolute value of the difference. So 10 minus 4 equals 6. So then you're going to look at tone and joint alignment. So again, that's a 4, and postural motor, which is a 7. So I'm going to say 7 minus 4, and that equals 3. Tone and joint alignment, comparing that against motor planning domain, that's a 4 and a 4. So that gives you a 0. Behavioral manifestation is a 10. Comparing that to postural motor is a 7. So 10 minus 7 equals 3. And comparing behavioral manifestation to motor planning, we're going to compare that 10 and that 4, and we're going to subtract 10 minus 4 equals 6. And then that postural motor 7 minus the motor planning of 4, 7 minus 4. And it's whichever order, because remember, it's the absolute value. So we've already done table B4. Now we're going to look at table C1. This is the differences table. So again, we're going to want to look at the correct age, so age 6, comparing the differences. So the critical value, this is where we're going to filling out right here. So comparing tone and joint alignment with behavioral manifestation, behavioral manifestation, the critical value is 3. So I'm going to put a 3 right here. And comparing tone and joint with postural motor, 4. That critical difference value is a 4. Comparing tone and joint over here with motor planning, that critical value is a 3. Behavioral manifestation, comparing that with postural motor, that score is a 4. Behavioral manifestation and motor planning is a 3, that critical value. And postural motor and motor planning is a 4. That critical value is a 4. So if your difference is greater than a critical value, then it is statistically significant. So in this one, it is a yes. In this one, 3 is not greater than 4, so this is a no. 0, no. This is not greater, so that's also a no. This 6 is greater than the 3 here, and this is a no. And so you can see which areas in which they're statistically significant. And then you can compare it with the percentage. I just moved along to table C2. And again, looking at the differences for this one. The difference he had, let's see, tone and joint alignment and behavioral manifestation. I'm going to look here, tone and joint alignment, behavioral manifestation. So we were looking at this kind of numbers right here, 3, 5, and 8. This is for 10% of the sample, this is 5%, and this is 1%. And he had a score of 6, which is kind of closer to the 5. So he's going to be in this one, so 5% of the sample. And for this one, we're looking at behavioral manifestation and motor planning. So behavioral manifestation and motor planning. So we're going to be looking at these numbers right here, the 3, the 5, and the 7, behavioral manifestation and motor planning. And his was a score of 6. Again, it's not very similar to this 3. It falls between this 5 and this 7 number. And so we're going to go with this 5. It kind of goes over just slightly, the number slightly. So 5% percentage sample with the difference. So he's right there. And that gives you the scoring for the COP. Let's just confirm. We've gone through all of our tables and we are done.